Well, today we're going to voice over the intro because I forgot to mash record. And in a nutshell, all I was saying was when I started out cooking on a cheap grill, I messed up a lot of pulled pork recipes. And I wanted to give you one that's pretty much fail-proof, and a sauce recipe that's pretty much fail-proof and awesome. And that was about it. I was going to tell you to give me a thumbs up, even before you watch it, because it's going to be good. What we're going to do is get to cooking it. Check out the description below and click on that Porter Road link and order you one of these Boston butts. Because look at the color. That color means straight up awesomeness. All this marbling just means flavor. And one reason it looks like this, these pigs were raised up, running around in the woods. Had a happy, happy life until they had to give their life for this video, and I appreciate that. So just to trim up, we're going to get rid of the hanglies and danglies. Get that fat cap down to about 1/4 inch. And that's it. That was about a 30-second trim. To season it, we're going with my good friend, Swine Life. They're Mississippi Grit. It's probably one of the best APs on the market. You want to hit her pretty good. Make sure you get all the sides, top, back, everything. And get you a good barbecue rub. Do the same thing. You ever noticed how floppy and slick butts can be? Oh, me. Anyway, get her doused down real good with that barbecue rub. Make sure you get all that's piled up on the bottom. Because you're like me, having issues getting my order in, and I'm about out. So we got to save what we can. That's it. We're going to let this thing sit here and sweat while we fire up the grill. So cooking on the Outlaw today. Here, we've got our Fogo charcoal on the bottom for a little heat. And hickory for the smoke, because hickory is barbecue. We're going to run at 300 degrees, but you run at what you want to because we're cooking by temperature today and not time. So after 30 minutes, this is what you got. It's sweated in. I'm going to get this here Grill Eye Max out. What I like about this thing holds up to 8 probes. As long as you got Wi-Fi, you can get on your phone and you can check everything out wherever you at. Don't matter if you're in Tennessee or California. Or if one's in California and one's in Tennessee, you can still do. Anyways, let's get this thing on the pit. And it's pretty simple. Open the door, put it on there. Make sure your probe is in the meat and on the rack. Shut the door. Oh, we're done. What I want to do here, we're going to spritz. And spritz here is for flavor. So we're going to get us a cheap hot sauce. Put in about a neck's worth. Cheap apple cider vinegar. Try not to spill it because it will make the studio smell a little bit like dirty feet for a while. And get her shook up real good and mixed. And we're going to start spritzing when that butt reaches 120 degrees. It don't matter if it doesn't look dry, that's still okay. We just want to spritz for flavor. So, spritz her down every 10 degrees. So 120, 130, 140, 150, all the way up to 180 degrees. And 180 degrees is when I want to pull this butt off. And there you have it. And how do I know it was 180 degrees? I touched that probe and my fingertips said, yep, that's 180 degrees. Alrighty, so we're going to wrap this thing up. Not the video, just the butt. This is a long video. Get your butt on 2 sheets of foil. Get you another good barbecue rub with a little spice to it. Rub her down and then bring out the star of the show, which is going to be bacon fat. It works in ribs. Let's just see how it works on the butt. I'm going to put on, I'm saying probably 7-8 tablespoons. I'm not sure. The way that's melting, man, it's already looking good. Alrighty, get this thing wrapped up and wrap her up tight. No need for loose wrap around here. Get her good and snug. Man, look at that money muscle. That's a big old one. Anyways, let's put her in a half pan. It's just going to make it easier to get on and off the smoker. And if anything leaks out, we'll catch it. Get your probe back in there, and I want you to set it to 203 degrees. Why 203 degrees? Because it's a good number. And I know the butt will be tender. So here we have it, just to show you 203 degrees. And double check here. We're going to stick a thermal pin in there. That way you can check for resistance. It wants to slide in. And see how close we were on temperature wise. All right, here. Let's let this butt set out for 2 hours. After that 2 hours is up, let's put her in the oven. Set your oven as low as it go. 170 was mine. And I'm going to let that set in the oven for 10 hours. So when 10 hours is up, it will be the next day. And it's time to make the sauce. So for the sauce, it's going to be simple. You should have all this stuff just sitting around in your house. We got 2 cups of ketchup, 2 cups of a good apple cider vinegar, a cup of water, and let's say a 1/4 cup spicy brown mustard or regular mustard, whatever you got, a 1/4 cup of good old Leon Perrine's Worcestershire sauce, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Here we have some, what's that? 2 tablespoons of fresh ground pepper medley, a little salt for taste, and a couple tablespoons of barbecue rub for taste. And just to get a reaction out of one of my commenters, we're going to put a little maple syrup in there. Stir around and let her simmer for around 20 minutes. And all I got to do is pour her up. I couldn't find my mason jar, so we're just going to put it in a smorgasbord of vessels. And this stuff here will keep for a while. Just put it in a cool, dark place. And it gets better with age. So let's get this thing unwrapped. Get you a fat separator and make sure you catch all them juices. We'll use it here in a little bit. And this is what we've got. Now, it's not going to win any beauty pageants, but you wouldn't either if you had been wrapped up in tinfoil for 12 hours with bacon grease. Alrighty. So we're going to check the internal thermometer. And it's saying it's done. Do we save that for stock? No, we throw it in the garbage. Alrighty. Mojo tip of the day. When you pull your butt, take a little time and pull out any unwanted fat and gristle and all that stuff. It'll make for a better eating experience. I want you to look here. You can tell by looking at my gloves that this butt is moist. That bacon grease, I can tell when tasting it, is soaked down in the meat. That kind of blew my mind that it would do that. And it's tender. And here we have it. I just can't get enough. I'm just going to eat and eat. Yeah. And look at the different muscles. Pull you out some tubes and just try them as you go. You might find a part of the butt you think's really good and save it for the chef. So, let's move on, feller. They've seen you eat plenty of it. They know it's good. There we go. We got it pulled. So here, I'm going to have to, I'm going to vacuum seal some of it. So we're going to amp up the flavors a little. Add a little more barbecue rub. And this dark part down here, that's the good juice. So put that on there and give her a good mix. Now we can go to town eating, or you can vacuum seal it and have it for a later date. I got to taste it. Let me tell you, you've got the sweetness and the richness from the pork itself because it's a good pork. Then you get a little bit more richness and smokiness and saltiness from that bacon fat. And this is a game changer in pulled pork. And the sauce, for something this simple, it is delicious. I'll have this sitting around from now on. And from that, I don't know what else to tell you. I just know this is good. I hope everybody tries it. Now, don't get me wrong, it may be a little hard on your heart or on your belly, but you've got to try it at least once. So, if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for following along for the last little bit over a year. And hopefully you'll come back next week and I'll see if I can cook something else. Alrighty, I think I've kept you long enough. I just want to tell you I love you, and Mojo is out.